Hello everyone, my name is Super Sweet, and today I'll be showing you 10 different items you can get infinite amounts of from a cobblestone generator using the crate mod. I'll be showing you how to make cobblestone, blackstone, iron nuggets, gravel, sand, soul sand, flint, clay balls, gold nuggets, and nether quartz. At the end of the video, I'll show you my all-in-one machine to create all of this, but we're going to go ahead and start with something a little bit simpler. So here's how to make a cobblestone generator with the crate mod. You of course need a power source like a windmill or a water mill, and then we need a drill. The drill is what's going to be breaking our stone blocks, which we're going to generate with lava and water. So I'm just going to go ahead and place some blocks up here. This is basically going to contain our lava so that the lava doesn't go anywhere and just falls straight down onto our water. The block right below the drill is going to be a chute, and this will allow cobblestone to fall directly into our chest, which we're going to put directly below. So we can go ahead and put some more glass right here on the side. This is to contain our water a bit when we place it. That should be enough. Now we can place our water. You can actually place it directly on the drill. You could also remove the glass block on the opposite side and place the water there, but I prefer just waterlogging the drill like so, and then we can close that off. So that's our water placed. Now we need to place our lava. I'm gonna go ahead and expand my glass staircase here to get up to the top. And right here is where we're gonna place our lava. As you can see, a stone block has formed and our drill is now breaking it. So our cobblestone is now falling through the bottom chute. We have lava on top, water on the side, and those two are connecting right there, creating the stone. And if we check our chest, you can now see that we have some cobblestone. Now for this next part, we're going to take the cobblestone we just generated and turn it into gravel using a millstone. For a millstone, we need the rotation to be horizontal, so I'm going to use 2 large cogwheels to get that rotation. Then I'm going to place a chest at the bottom with a chute above it, which will then place our millstone on top of. Next, I'll use 2 cogs to connect the rotational energy from the large cogwheel to the millstone. Then we're going to place another chute on top of the millstone, and a glass block so I can get a little bit higher, and then finally a chest on top of that chute. Now we can take our cobblestone and put it inside of this chest, and that will let it fall down through the chute. And finally we'll go into our millstone, and this is going to crush our cobblestone into gravel. And as you can see, we now have some gravel at the bottom here. Now the important thing to note here is that one millstone is only going to do 1 cobblestone at a time, so it's a little bit slower than other options, such as crushing wheels. This is because crushing wheels can process an entire stack at a time. Next, we're going to take our gravel and get some iron nuggets and flint. We're going to do this by bulk washing the gravel. This needs an encased fan with some water, and we're going to put some glass around like so, just to make an area where the water can go. And the area here where the fan is blowing is where we're going to put our gravel. We'll go ahead and grab a chest where all the items that we process are going to go, and then we're going to grab a brass funnel, and we'll put that against our chest like so. Then we're going to grab our wrench to change the direction so that items are going into the chest, and then finally place our water. Now we have everything ready to start processing, but we do need a filter. And in this filter, I'm going to put iron nugget and a piece of flint as the filtered items, and then make sure to set the filter to allow. And when we apply this filter to our brass funnel, it's only going to allow these 2 items to go into our brass funnel. So that means that the gravel that we're washing is not going to go into the funnel. So just look at the square right there and right click to place our filter onto the brass funnel. Be careful so that it doesn't go inside the brass funnel, and make sure the direction is set to the right way like so. Once that is done, I'm going to place a glass block right there, and then a chute next to that, and then finally a chest on top of that. And that's just so we have somewhere to place our gravel. So I'm dumping 128 gravel in there, and as you see, they'll go into the water, and as the fan is blowing, you'll get these white particle effects on top of them. Now when we check our chest, you'll see we have some iron nuggets and flint already. Next, we're going to go ahead and turn our gravel into sand and clay balls. To do this, I need 2 crushing wheels that need to go in opposite directions, facing towards each other like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and build a quick staircase with some glass here, just so I can reach a little bit higher. And we're going to place a chute right in between these 2 crushing wheels like so. Then I'm going to build the stairs a little bit higher again. And finally, we're going to place a chest on top of it like so. And then at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and place a belt. I'm not going to make it move right now, but just going to place the belt there so we can see what kind of output we get from the crushing wheels. And now we'll go ahead and put some gravel in the chest up here. And that's going to let the gravel fall in between the crushing wheels here. And after a little while, we should get some sand. And hopefully some clay balls if we're lucky. And there we go. Some sand and some clay balls. And we also got some extra flint. There's always a small % chance to get clay balls and flint, but the sand is always guaranteed here. Now, let's do something a little bit different. We're going to get some Blackstone from our cobblestone. I'm going to start off by setting up some belts that are going to go in a circle. Well, technically it's a square, but what I mean is they're going to go around and around constantly. And there we go. Now we're going to put some gearboxes on each corner like so. And that's going to give rotational power to our entire, I guess it's a loop. That's what we should call it. I'm now going to go ahead and get some soul sand. And we're also going to take a glass block, which we're going to put our fan on. Now the thing with soul sand, if you didn't know, is that when you light it on fire, you'll get soul fire. And with the crate mod, you can use an encased fan to blow soul fire onto objects. And this is called haunting. So there, now that we have our encased fan facing in the right direction, we can grab a flint and steel here. This is going to allow us to light this soul sand on fire like so. And then I'm just going to use some shafts and gearboxes to get some power to our encased fan here. Let's hook that up like so, and then we'll flip that and put another vertical gearbox on top of that like so. And now we have power and our fan is spinning in the right direction. We want it blowing out. If you have it blowing the wrong way, you can use another gearbox to change the direction. And now finally, we're going to need some cobblestone. So I'm going to grab a full stack here and just throw it on the belt like so. Now, if you were actually setting this process up for a machine or something like that, you probably want these cobblestone to go slower in front of the flame, because it basically needs to stay in front of the flame long enough for the cobblestone to be converted to Blackstone. And in this case, I have it going a little bit too fast. So all the cobblestone are going to need several passes before they actually get converted to Blackstone. But as you'll see here soon, as long as they have spent enough time in front of the soulfire flame here, getting haunted, they will eventually turn into Blackstone. Next, we're gonna bulk wash our sand. When you're bulk washing sand, you're guaranteed to get clay balls. This is gonna be basically the same setup that we had with the gravel to get iron nuggets and flint. So we have our encased fan, we have the water, and now we're going to grab a stack of 64 sand, and I'm just going to dump it into the water, and given some time, it should convert into clay balls. And there we go. As you can see, some clay balls have been created, and if we go ahead and pick them up by moving a little bit closer here, you can see that we got 16 clay balls for 64 sand. Next, we're going to turn sand into soul sand. This is similar to cobblestone to blackstone. This is similar to turning cobblestone into blackstone. All we need to do is haunt the sand to get soul sand. So once again, I'm going to set up a bunch of fans and place down some soul sand. I do end up making a mistake here, so I'm going to skip forward a little. I put a chest on top of the belt, and we're going to update our filter here and make it a deny list instead of an allow list. That means that we can put our sand into the filter, and now our brass funnel is going to accept anything except sand. Oh, and you can haunt yourself using the encased fan. So when I stand here, it's going to get a little bit dark. That's just because we're being haunted. But I'll place down my brass funnel and we'll apply the filter. And now we're ready to haunt some sand. So we'll grab some sand and we'll throw it on top of the belt here in front of the flames. And now our brass funnel will prevent the sand from going through until it's haunted and turned into soul sand. So there you go. Now it's turning into soul sand and it's going into our chest. Just have to wait for this final stack here. But yeah, if we check our chest now, we do have some soul sand. I already did some testing, so that's why we had 64 there. Now finally, we're going to take our soul sand and wash it, and that's going to give us nether quartz and gold nuggets, which are the final 2 items on our list. For this demonstration, I'm going to use 2 belts to split the output, and then we're going to take a depot and put it on top of the belt, and that's where our soul sand's going to go. Then I'm going to use an encased fan to blow onto the items that are placed in the depot. We're going to put some iron bars right here between the fan and the depot, and that allows us to put some water right here, and that's actually going to blow the water particles on our soul sand. This is also a way to wash things. You don't have to put them in the water. Then I'm going to put 2 brass funnels onto the depot, and by putting a gold nugget and also a nether quartz into the filter slot, we'll be able to only extract items when it matches one of those 2. Now we're ready to put our soul sand on top of the depot, so I'm just going to throw a stack of 64 on here. This will take a little while, but we should see some gold nuggets and some nether quartz come out when these are processed. Gold nuggets only have a 2% chance, and I think you have a 12% chance to get 4 nether quartz. And there we go, we got some of both. Now, as promised, I'll also show you my all-in-one machine. This machine will produce all 10 different items and is more a demonstration of what's possible with the crate mod. It's not really something that's optimized for efficiency or anything like that. It is something I might optimize in the future for another video, and I'll go ahead and throw in the schematic for this machine in the description below. But this is going to be the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I've also created a brand new Discord that I'll link in the description below. There I'll post updates about all the content that I do, and you're very welcome to join. And with that, I want to wish you guys a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.